backfield here as Godo churns forward for the first down. A big 3rd and 5 play there for Fort Morgan, but they're able to pick it up. Godo gets 6 on the carry, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the Mountain View 22-yard line.
That's Godo's 20th carry of the day. He's definitely the workhorse for the Fort Morgan offense at this point.
And just to put it in comparison, last week he only had 20 yards. Now he's got 20 carries this week.
Well over 100.
Martin's again under center. As there's 3 men in the backfield, he'll turn and hand the ball off to Fitzsimmons, who carries it through the right side of the line. He picks up 11, and that's another first down. So the run really working here for Fort Morgan on this possession.
That was a nice run by Fitzsimmons. Again, they're softening up that middle. They keep running it up the middle. They see Mountain View starting to pile the guys inside to stop that, and they run outside.
The ball spotted just outside of the 10-yard line, so it'll be a 1st and 10 situation, but really in order to get the first down, you have to get the end zone for the touchdown. Martins will go under center, 3 men in the backfield. He'll turn and hand the ball to Fitzsimmons, who goes right. Again, he's got enough. He stretches at the line, and he's in for the touchdown. Fitzsimmons with the individual effort coming off the right side, diving at the line with a Mountain View tackler wrapped all around him.
What a huge drive for Fort Morgan, chewing up a lot of time and punching it in to hopefully tie the score with this extra point.
PAT pending. Frick will come in to attempt this PAT. The hold will be Martins. Here's the snap. It's down. The kick is up, and it is through. This game is tied up 21-all.
What a nice way to spoil a homecoming party, to come in here against number 8 Mountain View and take it to them and have the game tied with 11 minutes left.
As you mentioned, Kevin, this is the homecoming game for Mountain View. And Fort Morgan really trying to play the role of spoiler. I know that there was a few things that you always wanted to do in high school football, and that was beat your biggest rival, your district rival, or your city rival, and spoil or win homecoming. Right here, Fort Morgan not allowing Mountain View to throw this one comfortably.
And you notice now there's not much sound on the home team stands. They're all sitting on their hands, worried about their perfect season.
And they haven't had much to cheer about here in this second half, as it's been all Fort Morgan, 14 unanswered points to tie the score at 21 apiece with 11 minutes remaining in the game. Frick will tee up the football at the 40-yard line, back deep to receive for Mountain View, as this is a low line drive kick. It'll be received by Ryan, who reverses it to Dennis. He's got a little bit of running room, and he'll be dragged down there at the 25-yard line by a few Morgan tacklers. They'll give him forward progress to the 27.
One Morgan tackler almost had him at the 20, slowed him down, and let his teammates catch up.
So now we'll see what Mountain View can muster on offense after not doing much in the second half.
With momentum going Fort Morgan's way, Mountain View's coaching staff has got to be thinking, this has got to be a good drive for us.
Really a necessary drive for Mountain View if they want to keep themselves in this ballgame. The momentum has shifted to Fort Morgan. Stark will receive the handoff from Backel. He'll come off the left side and gain about 2. It'll be a 2nd and 8.
Fort Morgan just seems to have an answer to their running game. I would imagine that Mountain View is going to want to go back to that passing game that kind of opened up the running game in the first half.
See an injury there on the O-line for Mountain View. Tyler Porterfield is able to come off under his own power, but a replacement has been sent in for him. Again, Backel in the shotgun. Stark to his left, 2 men flex wide left. He'll turn, hand the ball to Starks. No, it's a reverse. But Morgan reads it well. Brady Stark this time with the carry. That's a play that they scored the touchdown on. Backel hands the ball to Tanner Stark, who then hands the ball to Brady Stark.
Morgan's Brandon Hoffman playing the outside on that side, stayed home, didn't bite on the play, and stop them from making a big game.
It'll be a 3rd and 2 for Mountain View. As again, Bakel's in the shotgun. He'll turn, fake the handoff to Stark, looking down the field for an option, and he'll be swarmed under for a sack there by the Morgan defense. No option for Bakel to throw the football.
What a huge play for the Morgan defense.
And Garrett Strobel comes up with the sack. And Mountain View will be forced to kick this football away as it's 4th and 4. Patrick McQueen in to punt the ball away for Fort Morgan. Or check that, for Mountain View. He's to receive it, and the snap goes over his head for McQueen. It's into the end zone. Let's see what he can do with it. He gets the ball away. Fort Morgan telling everybody to get away from the football. Well, a good individual effort there by McQueen as he's able to get the football away, but it barely gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So a negative yardage punt as it was a bad snap. So a little something that Fort Morgan had happened to them last week happens to Mountain View here.
But that is just huge that kid runs back there, picks up that ball, and is able to kick it back out to the 25-yard line, 26-yard line, instead of giving up 2 points and Morgan having the ball.
Or even a touchdown there as Morgan was all over that play. Martins will go under center, 8:52 showing. He'll turn and hand the ball off to Alexander, who goes off the right side, dives forward for a gain of 6.
Maybe Mountain View taking a play out of Fort Morgan's playbook last week, having the bad special teams.
The clock keeps going, and right now, if you're Fort Morgan, you kind of want to take up as much time as you can with this shortened field so as to not give Mountain View a lot of time left to work with.
Absolutely, but if they scored a touchdown on this play, I don't think Chisholm would be complaining.
I don't think he would either. Again, the handoff goes to Alexander, who goes off the left side. He's got room, a hole, and he'll pick up the first down. Now we're starting to see some signs of life on the Morgan sideline. And the fans here in front of us on the Mountain View side not too happy with what they're seeing out of this Mountain View defense.
I think the Mountain View defense is having a hard time figuring out what's coming next, whether it's going to be Godo or Alexander. They're both having great second halves.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. As the momentum has swung back in Fort Morgan's favor, 7:55 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Martins receives the snap, turns, hands it to Alexander, who goes off left. He's got room over there. He's got it into just shy of the end zone.
Wow, what a game for Alexander.
Alexander making sure we call his name a lot up here as Martins is all but too happy to turn and hand the ball to him. That's going to be 1st and goal from about the 1-foot line.
That's Alexander's 8th run. He didn't carry the ball at all first half.
And Mountain View is going to be forced to take a timeout as they're trying to get their wits about them after seeing Fort Morgan just take control of this football game. We'll step aside as well. It's 21-21 here at Ray Patterson Stadium. You're listening to Mustang Football on B106 and B106.com. A 1st and goal situation for Fort Morgan to take the lead from the 1-foot line of Mountain View territory. Martins will go under center. I think we'll see that quarterback sneak, Kevin.
That's what I'd be calling with 4 plays to get in the end zone.
Martins will take the snap. No, he'll turn and hand the ball to Alexander, who will get into the end zone. A touchdown there for Alexander.
That's nice of Coach Chisholm to give the guy who got you down there the chance to finish it off and get the score.
The Mountain View player is saying that he might have lost the football, but I think he crossed the line and the play was dead. Before that,
as far as I know, once the official puts his hands up, it's a touchdown.
It is a touchdown, and that's what matters. So Alexander gains the 1-yard touchdown run, and Frick will be on to attempt the PAT. Pretty crucial here that he makes this. Martins with the hold. The kick is up, and it is no good. So when it was crucial, Frick doesn't come through with the PAT, and that makes this only a 6-point ball game.
Fort Morgan just has to remember, we play good defense like we have so far this half, the game is ours.
So 27-21, Fort Morgan leads their first lead since the first quarter of this football game.
Yeah, I just think the Fort Morgan players really came out after halftime with the decision that they're not going to let their season go, that we are going to work through this, and they're a different team. They are playing absolutely great football at this point.
Night and day from last week where we saw Brush really take it to this Morgan team and control the entire game. Whatever Coach Chisholm said in the locker room at halftime, you need to bottle up and make sure you keep a healthy supply of that on hand, because this Morgan offense has come out and scored 20 straight points here in the second half. Frick will tee up the football at the 40. Now we're starting to see signs of life from the Mountain View crowd, as this is a short end-over-end kick that will be down and fielded at the 10-yard line by Mountain View. That is McQueen, who will take it out to about the 23-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 there. For Mountain View, 7:34 remaining in the game.
That was a nice squib-style kick that landed in an area where they didn't have a return man, and it took them a while to pick it up. He had a little shifty run here and there, but didn't get very far.
McQueen, when we were at the timeout there, going to everybody on the bench and really trying to get them back into this football game after the snap was bad and over his head. Backel again in the shotgun. He'll hand the ball off to Stark, who gets to the left side, and he'll be met there by Miranda. Not before he gains 6 yards, and a late flag that comes in. We'll see what the officials have to say about this in the conference. While they're doing that, let's tell you about Fort Morgan football is brought to you by Central Auto Parts. For all of your auto supply needs, stop by Central Auto Parts at West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. The officials still having their conference. The signal coming. An illegal block in the back by Mountain View. So right now, Mountain View, their own worst enemy, as they had a turnover in this half, the bad snap on the punt, and now penalties have really taken over.
Yeah, the coaching staff for Mountain View is just got to wonder where the snake is that bit their team.
So with the penalty yardage added on, it will be a first and 25. Baker will look to throw the football. He's got a man open downfield, and it is hot. His favorite target so far, Josh Sandin. A big game there. The Mountain View is faced with a 1st and 25. And they will start this first down at the 45-yard line of their own territory.
Nice gain of 30 yards on that pass. There's halfway decent coverage. Just the Mountain View kid went up high and caught the ball.
Backel again in the shotgun. A man flex each way. He'll turn and hand the ball to Stark. Stark cuts up through the middle of the field, where he's met by several Morgan tacklers, but not before gaining 5 yards. 2nd and 5.
Ball just over midfield. Fort Morgan's going to have to overcome that big play and reestablish their dominance on defense.
Right now, the clock ticking, 6:48 and counting. Mountain View did just cross, as you said, Kevin, into Fort Morgan territory. Bakel again in the shotgun. He'll turn and hand the ball to Stark, who goes left this time. Check that right this time. He'll be stopped just short of the first down, but it'll be 3rd and short.
Yeah, he went back to that play where Stark gets the ball and goes off tackle right. That's his 12th run of the game.
Not exactly the 24 carries that he had last week, but still managing to get the ball moving in the right direction. Bakel again in the shotgun. Stark to his left. He will turn and no keep it himself, and he's up through the middle of the line, and he's got a first down to the 44-yard line of Morgan territory.
Yeah, they faked the run to Stark on the right side. That would give them some yards, and then he turned it up and got the first.
So that PAT miss by Frick looming large right now as the lead is only 6, 27-21. Fort Morgan, 5:58 showing on the clock here in the fourth quarter. Bickle again in the shotgun, Stark to his left. There's a flag, and it could be against Mountain View. Usually when they don't let the play happen and there is a flag, it will be against the offense. Mountain View is backing up a false start against Mountain View. So again,
let's see if Morgan can take advantage of this, get that momentum back on their side, a couple good defensive plays, get the ball back, and finish out the game.
It'll be 1st and 15 from the 49-yard line of Fort Morgan territory.
I'm surprised Mountain View hasn't gone more to the pass because we still have yet to see an incomplete pass.
Bickle again in the shotgun. They'll receive the snap, hand the ball off to Stark, who goes right. It'll be met there by a few tacklers for Fort Morgan for a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Huge defensive stand right now for the Fort Morgan Mustangs.
Fort Morgan football is brought to you by Premier Farm Credit, committed to serving those in production ag. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
You know, if Fort Morgan can stop them here with under 5 minutes to go and get about 2 first downs, I think this one's in the bag.
The key here is getting this stop. It's a 2nd and 14. They only gave him a yard on that last carry. We'll see what happened here. Bickle not even ready for the snap. Probably an illegal motion or an illegal shift on the offense. Another false start. So a procedure penalty will move them back another 10 yards and make this 2nd down play even further away from where they need to gain, which is the 34-yard line of Morgan territory. After the penalty,
you know, Mountain View's coaches are just absolutely have to be exasperated.
This will be a 2nd and 19. Bickle again receives a pass. He's got his man, Ryan, who drops the football. Oh, no. Wide open and had plenty of room to run, but he drops the football. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 19, and Fort Morgan starting to feel it on the sideline, and the fans here in front of us for Mountain View have really nothing to say as they are quiet.
The Mountain View coaches up in the press box with us are pounding the walls in frustration. What a huge play here. This is definitely 2-down territory. Unless they lose more yardage, they're going to be going for it on 4th down.
Fort Morgan football brought to you by Northern Colorado Title. For all of your title needs, visit Tim Weimer at Northern Colorado Title at 205 West Kiowa in Fort Morgan. So a 3rd and 19 play here from the 47-yard line of Mountain View territory. To get the first down, they need the 34 of Fort Morgan territory. Bickle again in the shotgun. He will roll to his left. Look downfield, throw, and it's incomplete.
What a huge hit by the Fort Morgan safety coming up to stop that play.
Pass intended for Tyler Kress, but he's not able to reel it in, and he did get hit hard. You can see him grabbing his side as he comes to the sideline here. And we'll see the punt unit come on for Mountain View, so a big stop.
Fort Morgan's got to make sure, first of all, that they punt, that there isn't a fake, and then, boy, they're not even taking anyone back to catch this.
No, solid play there as the deepest man back for Fort Morgan is at the sticks. They'll be content to just let this one roll down to the 12-yard line. So a good punt there by McLean as Fort Morgan really had nobody back to return it, like you said, Kevin. And it'll be Morgan football. They'll take over with 4:08 showing on the clock.
Fort Morgan facing probably the biggest drive of its career so far, or of its season so far. If they can be successful here, get 1 or 2 first downs, it's their game.
Mountain View only has 2 timeouts remaining. So a few times that they can stop the clock. Martins will go under center, the big backfield, 2 tight ends. 2 men in the backfield, and Fitzsimmons further back as a running back. Martins taking his time. I'm not sure he doesn't realize that the clock isn't moving. He'll turn and hand the ball to Fitzsimmons, who's got room off of the right side, and he's got the first down.
That is huge, huge. He almost lost the ball. The umpire jumping in and saying he's down on contact.
So that'll be a gain of 12, and it'll be another first down. This time the clock will start moving as soon as they spot the ball. Whatever you had has gotten over to me. 3:57 and counting. First and 10 from the 24-yard line of their own territory.
I think Fort Morgan's kids are starting to feel it.
You can see as they're all piled down to where this ball is the Fort Morgan bench. About even with the football. Martins takes the snap, turns, hands it off to Fitzsimmons. He'll gain a couple, but the clock will keep moving, and it'll be second down.
Wasn't it just last week that we watched the Brush quarterback stare into the back judge's eyes and wait for that signal that time was almost out? And here, Fort Morgan, what a reversal. They're now in that same spot.
Fort Morgan football is brought to you by West Tech Rentals. Whether you're a contractor or a homeowner, West Tech Rentals is your source for rental equipment and landscaping materials. 3 minutes on the clock and counting as Fort Morgan leads this one 27-21. Martins will go under center. He sees the back judge telling that he has to get the ball off. He'll turn and hand the ball off to his running back, who will go right. Stays up for a while.
Nice hard run. Holding the ball with 2 hands, that's what you coach him to do.
Fitzsimmons on the carry there. He gains 6 yards. Mountain View will take a timeout, stopping the clock at 2:46. They have 1 remaining. It'll be a 2nd and 2 play.
I don't think we're quite down to 2-down territory for Chisholm. Let's just hope we get the 2 yards and we don't have to worry about that.
That's got to be what's being said in the huddle there. While we have this timeout, let's tell you about Fort Morgan football. Is brought to you by Bijou T-Quest. Stop by 302 Main Street in Fort Morgan. Letter jackets, T-shirts, banners, and more. They're also your local experts for customizing your team's sports apparel. 27-21, the score here at Ray Patterson Stadium. Fort Morgan trying to play the spoiler for homecoming for Mountain View.
Mountain View's defense out there with their hands on the hips. Fort Morgan bouncing up to the line. They're excited they can feel it.
A 3rd and 2 play, crucial right now. If Fort Morgan gets this first down, it's all but over. Martins goes under center. He'll turn and hand the ball to Goto, who dives through the middle of the field. It looks like he has enough for the first down, and he does.
I'm starting to feel a little giddy here, Coach. This is exciting football and exciting for the Fort Morgan Mustangs to get a huge road victory over 8th-ranked Mountain View Mountain Lions.
Fort Morgan's searching since 2009. They haven't been able to put a tick up in the win column. And right now they are close. 2:34 and counting. The ball spotted at the 35-yard line for Fort Morgan. Martin's taking his time, waiting to see the back judge throw his hand up, telling him that the play clock is almost down. He'll now go under center, turn and hand the ball off to Fitzsimmons. You can really see Mountain View trying to hold up the running backs for Fort Morgan and strip the ball out. Fitzsimmons does a good job of hanging on. It will be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Fort Morgan is just trying to hold on to that ball, get it upfield. Kind of surprised that Mountain View is willing to let as much time run off the clock as they have. But they only have 1 first down or 1 first time out left.
I think Mountain View waiting to get to a 3rd down to use their final timeout, but Fort Morgan is doing a good job of making sure that they use up as much clock as they can. Martins will get the football and turn and hand it off to his running back. Again, the Mountain View player is trying to strip the football. Matt Godo with the carry that time.
Very important third down, and they opt not to call the timeout on third down this time.
Check that Bohm with the carry. He gained 4 yards, so it's a 3rd and 3. The clock goes under a minute. The crowd's starting to get into it as the Mountain View defense needs a big stand here. Martins goes under center. Turn, he hands it to Godo, dives through the middle, and I don't think he got it. He looks just short. We'll see a timeout as the Mountain View coaching staff running out on the field trying to get the timeout called. And precious seconds tick off the clock as they don't get that timeout called in time. The Mountain View coaching staff out where the numbers should be. There's no numbers painted on this field, but out where the numbers should be trying to get the timeout called. None of the officials paying attention to him, and about 5 or 6 seconds run off the clock there. More importantly, it'll be 4th and yard for Fort Morgan, up 27-21 with 40 seconds remaining in the game.
Boy, it's tempting with a half a yard to say, we've got yardage on every sneak. Let's just finish this game now. Be interesting to see how Coach Chisholm decides to gamble on this one.
And really where you're at, you don't lose anything if you don't get it. It'll be the 45 of your own territory, but I like this call to go for it by Coach Chisholm. Showing the confidence in the sneaks that Martins has had all game long. We have a minute. Fort Morgan football is brought to you by Insurance Connection, whether it's health, life, or dental insurance, or Medicare supplements. See Sharon Kaufman at Insurance Connection. Martins will get the football. He'll hand it off, and I don't think that he got it. Where the official is on the far side, it looks short. Where the official is on the near side, it looks good. We'll see what the spot is. Fort Morgan personnel right in front of us, not agreeing with the spot. Mountain View has the football. So the turnover on downs for Fort Morgan will give a little bit of life left to Mountain View with 36 seconds showing on the clock.
Well, if we just play defense like we have all half, I think we still have this game.
So now it gets interesting. Mountain View has the football at the 44-yard line. A timeout will be taken wisely to try and take away some of the energy that the crowd's bringing here by Harrison Chisholm. Morgan still had all 3 timeouts, so they'll have 2 remaining after this. This timeout brought to you by Edwards Right Price Market and Flowerland, located at 1201 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Stop by and get what you need to refuel on game days. So some tense moments here at Ray Patterson Stadium as Mountain View's trying to win their homecoming game. Right now, Fort Morgan not allowing them to do that as they're up 27-21, 36 seconds show on the clock in the game.
Fort Morgan's got to just play not total prevent defense, but definitely not let anyone get deep behind them. Mountain View's got maybe 3-4 plays, and then that'll decide the game.
The tough thing here for the Morgan defense is that Mountain View has shown that they can run the football, and they've shown that they can hit the deep pass as well. So you can't defend against one or the other. You need to be careful and defend against both. Morgan has 4 players deep at the 30-yard line. The ball spotted at the 44 of Morgan territory. Back will receive the snap in the shotgun. He's looking down the field. He's got a little room to run. He's got room. He's out to the 35-yard line and out of bounds, stopping the clock with 29 seconds left.
That was a nice run. Fort Morgan got some pressure on him, rushing 5, and he took it upfield, and all the Morgan defenders were farther back covering the pass.
We will see where the spot is. It's close to a first down, so we will have an official measurement. football is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan, Northeast Colorado's hometown savings and loan, in Fort Morgan and Brush. With the measurement, your guess is as good as mine, Kevin. The Mountain View bench, judging by their celebration, it is a first down, and the man in the white hat agrees with them. Really, the first down, not what's important.
The clock will start the minute they set the ball down. Mountain View's up, ready to go.
As soon as the chains get set and the officials are in position, the clock will start, and it's at 29 seconds right now. And we'll see, we have another stoppage, a timeout called by Fort Morgan. So we'll talk it over. We'll step aside. You're listening to Morgan Football on B106 and B106.com. 29 seconds remains here at Ray-Patterson Stadium. Fort Morgan up 27-21. Mountain View with the football as they are looking to drive and get a touchdown here. The touchdown important, but the PAT afterwards more important, as Frick missed his PAT for the go-ahead Fort Morgan touchdown. Backel receives a pass, or the snap. He's looking to pass. He's got his man open down the sideline. That's good for another gain of 10 yards. Brady Stark on the reception.
That was a nice little throw and catch and get the ball out of bounds. Down to 25 seconds. They have enough time at this point to get the last 25 yards.
So right now, Mountain View just moving in chunks of 10 as they're working on this last drive here. Backel again in the shotgun. He'll receive the snap. Looks to pass, throws left, has a man open. It is Sandin. Doesn't get out of bounds. I don't think Mountain View calls a timeout, but I don't think they have any left.
Maybe here's where the scoreboard is wrong, and
well, according to the scoreboard, there are no timeouts left for Mountain View. The coaching staff for Fort Morgan out on the field trying to figure out what's going on. The important thing is Sandin didn't get out of bounds, so it's required Mountain View to take this timeout.
Right, they're bringing up a second down and short. Last time out for sure this time.
It'll be 2nd and 2. Spot the ball at the 15-yard line. One of the coaches from Fort Morgan out there talking to the officials to see what the timeout situation is. Scoreboard showing no timeouts for Mountain View. One timeout for Fort Morgan. Big play here. This is the game, really. 17 seconds left on the clock. Backel in the shotgun. He's got 3 wide to his right and Stark to his right as well. Backel will move. He'll throw the ball to Stark. It's over his head. Incomplete.
And the tension builds with 13.5 seconds left on the clock. Another short yardage play, but it doesn't really matter how far the yards for first down is. They've got to get the 16 yards in there and score.
If Stark's able to haul that in, and really a bad pass by Backel on the run, but if Stark's able to haul that in, he's got nothing but green in front of him. He would have surely had an open lane to the end zone. Backel again will be in the shotgun. Stark this time to his left, to Backel's right, one left wide. He's looking to the left. He's got dual coverage. He's intercepted in the end zone by Fort Morgan, and he goes down a touchback, and that will seal the game for Fort Morgan.
Good things happen when you think positive. That was an excellent defensive play, a poor throw by a kid who's had a pretty good game throwing.
Sandin the intended target, but he Backel threw into double coverage. Not sure which Morgan player came down with that interception, but a big one nonetheless in the end zone. That'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. 7 seconds on the clock, and Fort Morgan has found the win column for the first time since 2009. Morgan will come out in victory formation. They'll take a kneel, and I'm sure you can see the Morgan players on the far sideline as the fans in front of us start to leave. Morgan players jumping up and down, their first win since 2009. The clock runs out, and Morgan wins 27-21 to spoil homecoming here at Ray Patterson Field for Mountain View. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to Morgan Football on B106 and B106.com.